They say, love heals, but what if love becomes the cage you can't escape? Before we dive in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this story if it speaks to your heart. Once upon a time, there was a woman who had a son. They lived in a world that marveled at how graceful and composed she was, how well-spoken and articulate. She would smile warmly at everyone, especially those who praised her son. "I gave him a good name," she would say, beaming with pride, "and I gave him everything he needed to succeed." On the outside, they looked like the perfect family, but inside their home, their picture-perfect life crumbled like old, stale bread. Because behind closed doors, that same boy would cower, for every choice he made was every dream he whispered was rewritten. He wasn't allowed to say no. He couldn't choose what to wear, where to go, or even what to love. "A good child listens," she always said, because she knew what was best for him. And so he learned to nod, to smile politely, and to keep his eyes downcast. He wasn't allowed to look up at the sun, to touch the clouds, or reach for the stars. And he tried to speak up once. He said he felt trapped, like a bird with clipped wings. And she looked at him then, her eyes filled with hurt, and said, "I do all this because I love you." But that love came with invisible chains. She loved him, yes, but only the version of him that she created. Not the boy who wanted to paint instead of study law. Not the boy who longed for quiet, yet was paraded around like a trophy. He was her masterpiece, her perfect creation, and he was suffocating. Years passed, Elian grew silent. He smiled when she smiled and bowed when she expected. But inside, a storm brewed, a quiet, steady storm. There was a growing longing for freedom, for the right to be, to make mistakes, to fail, to love, to live. And one day, standing by the window, watching children play, he realized he hadn't chosen that shirt. He hadn't chosen these shoes. He wasn't even sure he liked this color. And a single tear rolled down his cheek, leaving a clean path through the dirt that had been accumulating for years. Then one day, he stood before her and said softly, "If your love only sees the name you gave me, but not the soul inside, is it really love?" Her eyes widened. The composure she had always shown cracked, revealing the fear she had been hiding. "What do you mean?" she whispered, her voice shaking. "I am not the name you gave me," he said, looking at her for the first time, really seeing her. "I am the dreams I have, the fears I feel, the person I want to be. And if you love me, you will let me be that person." She looked away then, tears glistening in her eyes, and he saw not just sadness, but also the reflection of years of regret, of a life unlived, of dreams deferred. For a moment, the only sound was the ticking of the clock, each second echoing the countless moments they had lost. Finally, she turned back to him, her face etched with the weariness of a long, hard journey. "You are right," she said, her voice barely a whisper. "I'm sorry." And in that quiet room, amidst the fading light of day, they began the slow, arduous task of piecing their lives back together. It wouldn't be easy, but it was a start. So remember, sometimes the greatest act of love is letting go, giving space for the ones you love to grow into their truest selves, even if it means letting go of the image you had carefully crafted all those years ago. And if this story touched a chord within you, don't forget to subscribe for more tales that explore the depths of our emotions and the complexities of human relationships. Each story is a new journey, a reflection of the quiet corners of our souls. Join us and let the stories unfold.